Dear students, welcome to the lecture session. The subject name is Industrial Drives and Application. This is core course. The subject code is 17E82. Okay, so let us first overview on the syllabus. Module 1, Electrical Drives. So here you are going to learn about the electrical drives advantages and parts of electrical drives, then choice of electrical drives, status of DC and AC drives. Next one is the dynamics of electrical drives. Here the fundamental torque equations, speed torque convention and multi-quadrant operation. It is nothing but four quadrant operations. Equivalent values of drive parameters, components of load torques, nature and classification of load torques, calculation of time and energy loss in transient operation. Okay, so here the transient operation is nothing but braking or speed reversal. So there the how much time it will be takes we are going to calculate, that is a transient operations calculation. So in this dynamics of electrical drives, there will be a numeric problems. Okay, and finally the steady state stability and load equalization. In load equalization also there will be a numeric problems. Model 1, it is continued. Control electrical drives. So here the modes of operations, speed control and drive classifications, closed loop control of drives. So this is the syllabus for module 1. Module 2, here in this module 2, the selection of motor power rating. So the different classes of motor duties and determination of motor rating we are going to study under module 2. The continuation of module 2, direct current motor drives, nothing but DC motor drives. So here in this bit we are going to study about controlled rectifier fed DC drives, single phase fully controlled rectifier, control of DC separately excited motor, single phase half controlled rectifier, control of DC separately excited motor. So here the controlled rectifiers is used. Okay, single phase fully controlled rectifier and the half controlled rectifier, which it will be fed to the separately excited DC motor. Further continuation of model 2 is the three phase fully controlled rectifier. So here further how we are studied here in the we are going to study the single phase fully controlled rectifier. Similarly here three phase we are going to study. Okay, the three phase half wave controlled rectifier and full wave controlled rectifier. I repeat here, full wave controlled rectifier and half wave controlled rectifier. Okay, three phase, these are the three phase controlled rectifier we are going to study. Okay, and next is multi-quadrant operation of DC separately excited motor fed from fully controlled rectifier. Rectifier control of DC series motor. Okay, here we are going to study about the series motor. Then supply harmonics, power factor and triple in motor current. And finally the chopper control of separately excited DC motor and chopper control of series motor. Under module 3, the induction motor drives. Okay. So in this module, the analysis and performance of three-phase induction motors. Okay. Operation with unbalanced source voltage and single phasing. Operation with unbalanced rotor impedance. Analysis of induction motor fed from non-sinusoidal voltage supply. Starting, braking, transient analysis. Okay. Speed control techniques, stator voltage control, variable voltage frequency control from voltage sources. Okay, so this is the module 3. Under module 4, induction motor drives, it is continued from the module 3. Voltage source inverters, that is VSI, voltage source inverter control, then cyclo converter control, closed loop speed control and converter rating for VSI and cyclo converter induction motor drives, variable frequency control from a current source control and current regulated voltage source inverter control, speed control of single phase induction motor. Okay, so in this module we are mainly dealing with the inverters, okay, voltage source converters, and how we are controlling with help of this cyclo converter, okay. And finally the single phase induction motors, means the speed control of single phase induction motor also we are going to study. Module 4 continued. Synchronous motor drives, okay. Synchronous motor drives operation from fixed frequency supply, starting synchronous motor variable speed drives, variable frequency control of multiple synchronous motor, okay. So here how the synchronous motor you are starting and what are the requirements are there, how we have to start. So these all things we are going to study under module 4, synchronous motor drives, okay. Module 5, it is a continuation of module 4, that is synchronous motor drives, okay. In this module we are going to study about the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commuted thyristor. So please note it, this is thyristor, okay. Inverter starting, large synchronous machine, permanent magnet AC, PMAC motor drives, sinusoidal PMAC motor drives, and brushless DC motor drives, okay. So this is the syllabus, okay. Syllabus under module 5, okay. And module 5 is continued. The next bit is the stepper motor drives, okay. So here variable reluctance permanent magnet, important features of stepper motors, torque versus stepping rate characteristics, drive circuit for stepper motor, industrial drives, few of we are going to discuss under that, textile mills, steel rolling mills, and cranes and fish machines tools, okay. So this is a complete syllabus of the subject, okay. In this we are going to refer these three books, okay. Here I listed. First one is the fundamental of electrical drives, fundamental of electrical drives by G.K. Dubey, and second one book is the electrical drives concepts and applications, electrical drives concepts and applications. This book is only syllabus, it is mentioned to refer to chapter 7 for industrial drives under module 5, means the under module 5 we are going to refer this book. Rest of the things means the remaining syllabus will be covered using the first book and reference book. Reference book is electrical drives, NKD and PK Sen, okay. So this book also for numerical problems I am referring, okay. And most of the syllabus is from this book only, fundamentals of electrical drives, G.K. Dubey. So all of you go through this all three books, okay. Now today I will discuss from module 1 few bits I have chosen here, okay. So the module 1 I'm going to discuss about electrical drives, advantages of electrical drives, parts of electrical drives, choose of electrical drives, okay, and one more bit last, status of DC and AC drives, okay. So let us begin with the first bit, electrical drives, okay. So what is the meaning of electrical drives? The motion control is required in large number of industrial domestic applications like transportation systems, rolling mills, paper machines, textile mills, okay. So here the motion means the speed control is required for the different applications, whether it is domestic purpose or industrial purpose, okay. So the systems employed for motion control are called drives. So I repeat here, the system employed for motion control are called drives, and many employ any of prime movers such as diesel or petrol engines, gas or steam turbines, steam engines, hydraulic motors, and electric motors for supplying mechanical energy for motion control. The mechanical power is generated with different using these sources such as diesel, petrol, gas, steam, okay. So for supplying mechanical energy for motion control, drives employing electric motors are known as electrical drives, So I hope it is clear that drives employing electric motors, I repeat here, drives employing electrical motors are known as electrical drives. I hope it is clear. Electrical drive is nothing but what? The speed or motion we are controlling. It will be required for industrial purpose and domestic applications, such as the rolling mills, industrial purpose, paper machines, textile mills. Okay, here in domestic purpose we can say that washing machine. So these are required, means the speed control is required. Okay, such it is called electrical drives. Okay, and the source, the drives employing electric motors, the electric motors are employed, means it is called electrical drives. Okay. So here an electric drive can be defined as, defined as an electromechanical device for converting electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, I repeat here, an electromechanical device for converting electrical energy into mechanical energy to impart motion to different machines and mechanisms for various kinds of process control. Okay, for the process control we required, okay, different machines, right? So such it is called the electrical drives. The electrical drives can be defined as the electromechanical device for converting electrical energy into mechanical energy to impart motion to different machines and mechanisms for various kinds of process control. Okay, classification of electrical drives according to mode of operation, according to means of control, according to number of machines, according to dynamics and transients, according to method of speed control. Okay, depending upon these electric drives are classified. Okay, so let us have just a moment. So next bit is advantages of electrical drives. Okay, advantages of electrical drives. So they have flexible control characteristics. The steady state and dynamic characteristics of electric drives can be shaped to satisfy the load requirement. Okay, so here this is the advantage, means that it has a flexible control character, so we can change according to our load requirement. Okay, drives can be provided with automatic fault detection. Okay, automatic fault detection systems. Okay, using the PLC, that is nothing but programmable logic control, and computers can be employed to automatically control the drive operation desired sequence. It's nothing but what the sequence is, nothing but I want to means say it is sometimes it will be load is there and sometimes you won't want load, then we can go for the different duties such as continuous duty, intermediate duty. According to the requirements we can done using the some uh, using the programmable logic control and computers. Okay, this is possible with electrical drives. They are available in wide range of torque, speed and power. As we know, the electrical machines or motors are available in wide range of torque and speed and power. Okay, they are adaptable to almost any operation, means sorry, any operating conditions. Okay, whether it will be explosive and radioactive environments, so any almost dust environment or closed environment or submersible, so the almost all operating conditions, we can use the electric motors. It can operate in all the four quadrants of speed torque plan. Okay, so I will discuss later the four quadrant operation, how the motor it will be operated in four quadrant. Okay, when the speed it will be reversed, and the torque, what about the torque also reverse. Okay, so the four quadrant operation, speed torque characteristics I will discuss later. Okay, so here we have advantage that the electric motor is operated under four quadrant operations. Okay, they can be started instantly and can be immediately fully loaded. As we know, as the electric motor it will be started instantly and we can put the load on machine instantly. We can't wait more time, we can instantly we can put. This is the one more advantage. Control gear requirements for speed control, starting and braking is usually simple and easy to operate. So the using the gearing systems and control requirement, so that we can go for the speed control and starting and braking. Braking means to stop the machine. So this is simple and easy to operate. Okay, this is the advantage of electric drives. Okay. So let us have one discussion about the electric drive, okay, with the block diagram. So here the block diagram consists source, power modulator, motor, load and sensing unit, and it will be given back to control unit, and power, the signal is given to the power modulator. Okay, so here this is the block diagram of electrical drive. Okay, let us have all the discussion about all blocks. Okay, here I list out it: power modulator, source, control unit and sensing unit. Okay, the electrical source. So here the electrical source, very low power drives are generally fed from single phase sources. Rest of the drives is powered from three phase source. It means that depending upon the applications, the single phase and the three phase sources are used, right? And the voltage it will be given here is 400 volt for three phase supply, and for higher rating motors may be rated 3.3 kV, 6.6 kV and 11 kV. Some drives are powered from battery also. Okay, yes, the source either it will be DC or AC, it depends upon application. Okay, sensing unit, speed sensing from motor. So here sensing unit may be any one of these things, or it will be includes more than one. Okay, say it is for an example torque sensing, position sensing, current sensing and voltage sensing from lines or from motor terminal, from load, torque sensing, temperature sensing. Okay, so this is a sensing unit. Okay, I hope it is clear. The electrical source is nothing but either it will be AC or DC depending upon the application, and source either may be a single phase or three phase. Okay, and sensing unit is nothing but the parameter which we want to control, we want to sense, such as torque, position, current sensing, voltage sensing. Okay, so this temperature sensing, this sensing unit's job it is. Okay, control unit is what? Here the control unit for a power modulator are provided in the control unit. It matches the motor and power converter to meet the load requirements. Okay, so here I will discuss on general example so that it will be more clear. Okay, see, for an example I will discuss power modulator. I didn't discuss power modulator. Power modulator is nothing but what? Here, for an example, my motor is DC motor. My motor is DC motor. Okay. If I have here supply AC, so the power modulator job is it should convert from AC to DC. AC to AC to DC. It will be converts and it will be given to motor. Okay, so the power modulator is nothing but what? Its job is to control, means convert from AC to DC. If my motor is AC, means the supply is DC, so that power modulator is nothing but inverter here, and it will be convert from DC to AC. Okay, so depending upon the motor, depending upon the source, whether it is AC or DC, according to that the power modulator it will be modulates and it will be gives to the supply to motor. Okay, so here the sensing unit it will be sensing. For an example, if I want to maintain, take one example. Okay, on general example I will discuss here. Okay, So if I want to maintain the speed constant irrespective of voltage, I repeat here, my task is I am controlling, I am maintaining the speed, sorry, I repeat, I am maintaining the speed, maintaining the speed, I am maintaining the speed irrespective of load. For an example, I am maintaining 1400, okay, 1400, or else you can take our general example only 1500 rpm. I will go back, just a moment. Okay, fine. So here I will take pen. Okay, fine, this delete. Okay, now take a one general example. So I want to keep here speed constant irrespective of load. As we know, if you are putting the load, what it will be happens, speed will be drops, right? So irrespective of load, I am going to keep constant. So here sensing unit is nothing but tacho generator. I hope you know that what is tacho generator. Tacho generator is nothing but what, it will be it is nothing but uh, coupled with the shaft of the motor, okay, and the voltage proportionate to the speed it will be generated, right? I repeat here, the speed whatever it is there, it is coupled to the tacho generator, and the tacho generator will be develops the voltage, I means induces the voltage depending upon the speed, okay, and that whatever the voltage it is there, that it will be taken and it will be given to the control unit. So here what it is there, the concept of tacho generator, if you knows, then it will be easy to understand. Let us, I will explain here. The tacho generator is nothing but what, the shaft, tacho generator shaft is coupled with motor, okay. If motor is rotating, okay, say it is 1500 rpm it is rotating, so the assume that the voltage generated is 15 volt. For an instant you have to imagine the motor is rotating to 1500 rpm, okay, the voltage is correspondence tacho generator, it is generated 15 volt, fine. It means what, it means what, the 1500 rpm, then 15 volt. If the rpm will be reduced, okay, due to load it will be, or applied the load, and the rpm it will be becomes 1480 or 1400, take this, imagine 1400, I will clear here all, okay. How much, 1400 it is becomes. What is the tacho generator voltage? Tacho generator voltage, it generates 14 volt, clear. It means what, the 1500 rpm, it's nothing but 14 volt it will be tacho generator emf will be induced. It means 1500 it will be 15 volt, and 1400 14 volt, clear. Now what it will be happens, it will be sensed, and it we come to know that the rpm will be reduced. So this information will be given to the control circuit, okay, and the control circuit it will be checks the how much it is there. Sensed voltage is 14 volt, and the reference voltage is 15 volt. The error we will get 1 volt, am I right? 15 volt you are given because sensed voltage, and reference we are using because 1500 is my reference. So 1500 minus, sorry, 15 volt, actual voltage is 14 volt and reference voltage is 15 volt, so that difference is 1 volt I will get. This is nothing but error voltage, okay, error. So this error 1 volt is nothing but correspondence to the 100 rpm. How much? 100 rpm, because 1 volt 15 volt means 1500 rpm, okay, 1 volt is correspondence to the 100 rpm, right? So it means what? There will be a difference in 100 rpm. How much? 100 rpm. So this 100 rpm need to increase. How I am increasing means here the power modulator. If this is the motor is DC motor, I am using here the thyristor control, okay, SCR controls by decreasing this firing angle so that I can increase the output voltage, so that it will be increase some voltage. Hence what it will be happens, the motor speed will be increases, again it will be sense. So how much difference will be in this instant? What it will be happens, 14.5 volt it will be becomes, means it is nothing but 1400 1450 rpm it will be becomes, okay. So again there will be a difference of 0.5 volt is nothing but the 50 rpm. So again the control unit will be generates the error, and that it will be gives to the power modulator to the decrease the firing angle so that output voltage will be increased. So like that in steps, one or two steps, it will be reaches to the again 15 volt. Tacho generator output voltage will becomes 15 volt. It's nothing but what? 1500 rpm. So like that it will be works. So it will be works under closed loop. Fine. Now the power modulators little bit I will elaborate, because some of means earlier question papers, previous question papers, it is asked, okay, power modulator which are the different power modulators. Little I will elaborate. Okay, I hope it is clear. So I will conclude here that the source either may be AC or DC depending upon your application. If the motor is AC, the source is DC, the power modulator job is to convert AC to DC, okay. And the sensing unit it will be sense number of parameters. Here I have explained one example, sensing the speed, how it will be sensed, okay. And control unit, it will be controls, and it will be gives the input to the power modulator to increase or decrease the voltage level so that motor can operate with the requirements, okay. As I little I will explain about the power modulator, types of power modulators, okay. Types of power modulator are in the electric drive system. The power modulators can be any one of the following. So here controlled rectifier, inverters, AC voltage controller, AC to AC, DC choppers, okay, cycloconverters. Okay. So here some of the block diagrams are there, just I will discuss. For an example, take this first one. So here diode rectifier. As we know, the input is AC voltage, either it is single phase or three phase. The output voltage is DC voltage, right, because it is diode rectifier. So hence here the diode is used. So the output voltage is what? It is fixed voltage, means we can't get variable voltage because diode is uncontrolled rectifier. I repeat here, diode is uncontrolled rectifier. So the output voltage you will get DC, but it is fixed DC, okay. Now the second one is here the B, fixed voltage, three phase, single phase or three phase, but it is given to the fully controlled thyristor rectifier. It means what? It is a controlled rectifier. So output voltage, what we will get? We will get variable voltage, okay. Similarly here, if the thyristor it will becomes, okay, thyristor it will becomes means it is controlled rectifier, okay. So similarly here half controlled rectifier, here fixed voltage, single phase or three phase, but here transformer with the taps, because what it will be happens here, the fixed is AC voltage, transformer output with the taps means what we will get? We will get the variable voltage. We will get variable voltage, and this variable AC voltage is given to the where diode rectifier. Diode rectifier, what it does, it converts from AC to the DC, but finally we will get variable voltage DC. Even you are using here diode rectifier. How we are getting variable means here transformer we are changing the taps. Okay, for an example you can see here 230 volts you are given. For an example, some voltage you are 230 or three phase supply you are given, and using the taps we can reducing this voltage. What it will be happens, the output of the secondary set transformer, it will be changes. Okay, because you are using the number of taps, and that it will be given to the diode rectifier. So what it will be happens, the output voltage will be in the variable in nature. Okay, I hope this A B C D means 4 I have discussed. Next another one I will discuss here. So like that you have to analyze, you will come to know. So the basic thing is required is what, the diode rectifier means it is uncontrolled rectifier. Okay, and thyristor controlled rectifier means the output voltage what you will get in variable in nature. Okay, and the chopper is nothing but what, chopper is nothing but DC to DC, fixed DC to variable DC, we can say fixed DC to variable DC. For an example, here you can see the diode rectifier. Diode, you can see here, this is diode rectifier, and it is given to the first one is AC input is given to the diode rectifier. So what it will be happens, AC to the DC it will becomes, and DC is given to the chopper, so that chopper it will be converts from fixed DC to the variable DC. Okay, so like that you have to analyze it. I hope everything I covered. Okay, remaining things I will discuss in next lecture session. Okay, and what I am planning to uh, just a moment, we'll go to the syllabus. Okay, so next I am planning to discuss this module under module 3. Why means, because the induction motor, already you come across the induction motor drives. Okay, so the basic equations are required here. So equivalent circuit diagram, already you are studied, so that for me also it will be helpful to teach this part, this module, because as you know something, because online it is little bit very difficult to convince. So this module I am planning to continue with this module 3 I am planning to continue. Okay, so next lecture I will discuss under module 3. Okay, so if you have any doubts you can ask me. Okay, or send any feedback so that I can improve. So I'm also here facing little bit this one. So try to understand, because once the college will be reopens, just once I will worry on this. Okay, thank you.